how to go from this with the pinstripe and glue to this. In just a few easy steps, and it just takes a couple of tools that you can get from Harbor Freight. I still have to come down here where I took off the door bumper guard things. Took those off, and then got to clean the glue off some here. I took them off with this big trim tool. This is actually a Matco one, but you can get similar ones from Harbor Freight. And then you also need this right here, which I call it the air eraser, but this is a Dent Fix equipment. I think you can also get this from Harbor Freight. And it's basically just a pneumatic giant rubber wheel eraser thing that spins. And it goes back and forth over the vinyl and cuts it off. You want to try to get the bigger stuff off before you get started. Try to use like a plastic razor blade or something, because this thing does wear down pretty quickly, and you don't want to be changing your heads out a lot. They do cost a little bit of money to try to change them out. You can order them online, cheaper if you buy a bigger pack. But basically what you want to do is you want to come over here to where you're working, and you want to go parallel to it and go up and down, back and forth, moving in the direction that the wheel is going to be throwing your debris. You don't want to go this way, because then it's just going to be a lot of it in one spot. You want to spread it all the way down to where it kind of piles on top, makes it easier to clean at the end. And I'm not really going to try to go up and down with it, because it'll blow your ears out if you're using headphones. And it's very noisy, little guy right here. It has a dial on here for changing the speed if you want to go faster or slower. You got to be careful on lighter colored vehicles, because this will burn into the paint a little bit if you let it heat up in the same spot for too much. So if you do have to try to get a heavier spot like this maybe, I would go at it, and if it's not coming off, go back over here, then come back over here before you try to get it off. White cars especially, they like to turn like a tannish brown color because of the wheel. It burns through the paint and the clear a little bit. On a darker car, it's not as easy to tell if it's doing it, and it's not as easy to notice either if you are doing that. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys how it came out so far. So the fender came out the best. See, it's still dusty, but I may have to just run over it with some lacquer thinner, paint remover or something. Paint thinner, not paint remover. And that should come out perfect right there. Back here on the door, pretty good. You can still see a line, but it's not from the paint, it's just from the glue. And that should come off if I let it sit under some lacquer thinner real quick. Same for back here. It's still kind of rough. I didn't get all this done yet. I have some people coming over to my house. I need to call it for today. And then this will be the last section I need to do. This is the bottom section of the driver door. And the bed came out practically flawless. You can't even tell where the line was. I also took off the rear emblems because I have SS badges to go on the tailgate and the front doors. And before someone says, that's not SS, I'm put the SS front bumper on it. That means I gotta put SS badges on it, right? If anybody has any questions, go ahead and pop them in the comments below. This is my first real video I tried to make. I've been working on cars for 10 years now, and I was like, why don't I make a video? I follow lots of people who work on cars. This is my 2005 Silverado with 125,000 miles on it. I'm going to do a video on it later on showing what I've done and what my plans are for it. Also, there's no oil leaks on this 5.3 liter. No one will believe that. Before I get into too many details, like these wheels are from 2018 Silverado, but that I'll cover in a different video with what I've done. Alright, and I think that will be it for today. If you like this kind of video, let me know and I'll try to make more. I'm a master technician at a OEM dealership, and I do lots of hard things like pull dashes and transmissions. Not that many people will need a how-to video on that, but sometimes it might help if you not sure how hard a job is to see someone else who has done it or is doing it. I just learned how to do time lapse for the first time, so let me know if I did that okay. I think that's all I'm going to do for tonight, and I'm going to go back to my house and hang out with some family.